Ladies and gentlemen, Free Preacher presents the Gospel according to Jesus.
How do you build a better world? How do you build a better world? How do you build a better world? You do what Jesus said. Do what Jesus said. Do what Jesus said. Do what Jesus said. Just do what Jesus said.
Oh, do it again.
Do what Jesus said. Do what Jesus said. Do what Jesus said. You just do what Jesus said.
We should have a sign for that, shouldn't we?
We should have.
What do you think we should have a sign?
There should be one
Wait
somewhere.
a second. Where's that? Where can I dig out that old sign? Wait a second. Is that? It's not behind me, is it? Is it right behind me right now? Oh, we already got the sign.
How
Well,
convenient.
cool. Do what Jesus said. That's what Free Preacher says. What does Free Preacher Steve say?
I say do what Jesus says and you will get some treasure in heaven.
Oh yeah, buddy. What do you got to say about that, Samantha?
Do what he said. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Tommy, you got a voice over there? Can you speak? No, he can't speak. What have you, Walter? You got anything to say? Thumbs up. That's all.
Thumbs up.
That's why he's the smart one there. He ain't gonna commit himself. If somebody says, "Hey, Walter, I thought you was on that show," he said, "I wasn't there. Oh, you didn't hear me, did you? You didn't see me on the camera, did you?"
He's in
You
the
didn't hear
sign
me.
language, see? He's got one finger up, well, one thumb.
I like to stick
Sometimes, yeah,
one finger.
you can do one finger, but he's
Ah.
doing one thumb.
He's trying not to laugh out loud. He's laughing quiet
We're
because
trying to say something that might get the
one
show.
finger up, Steve. That's what I'm thinking. That
Yeah.
that's a different thing than
Is
one
this show
thumb
going to
up.
make it now or not? I don't know.
I don't know, but folks, we are going to keep coming back here over and over and over again and trying to inject a little of Christ into Christianity, because that's the one thing that's missing. That we got all the good singing, we got all the good praising, we got all the good sound system and the lighting, and oh man, the humidity is just right in there. You notice that, how they keep it nice and cool in the summer, nice and warm in the winter. The air smells so good. Only thing that's missing is the actual instructions of Jesus Christ. And that's why we come back to this list over and over, the red letter list, the red letter agenda.
Where are we on that list right now? What number are we on?
Well, let's see. I think we did be converted and become as little children, didn't we?
Yes.
Now, we didn't do if you have complaint against a brother, tell him in private.
No, we did not.
Oh, well, that's 95. There, I should keep track of where I should left off and where I started.
Yeah.
You know, if I was a professional preacher, let me tell you something else. We got some really, really good preachers in Christianity. Some incredible prophets and masters of elocution, and they can prophesy some stuff that is just incredible. What we need in Christianity is some grade school teachers. We need to learn how to spell cat. We need to learn how to spell dog. We need to 2 + 2 is 4. You need to learn that, oh yeah, there's a big ocean called the Atlantic and another big ocean called the Pacific. We need to learn the basics in Christianity. What did Jesus say? You can't do what he said unless you know what he said to do. And so I get a little fired up about that.
Yeah, and if you're looking for a really good preacher, you're not going to find him here.
You ain't gonna find him here. Free Preacher Daniel, not that good. Preacher Steve, better.
Not very good.
Better, but not quite, you know, and he ain't quite. I mean, I see some people that's wonderful, and they're preaching some good stuff too, but they're not getting down to the basics about where your money is supposed to go. Jesus told you, because that's where they always get tripped up. They want you to pass that plate for them, man, that commission plate. But this is, if you have complaint against a brother, tell him in private. That's Matthew 18:15, if you don't believe it's there. Ain't that something? Tell him in private. I can't tell those preachers in private. They don't talk with me. They don't call me on the phone and say, "Hey, you got anything to say about my preaching?" No. I've I've got to say it in public, but I'm not naming no names. I'm not telling no names about them.
And do you forgive them?
Ooh, that's a good point right there, man. Maybe I should forgive them. What do you think?
That's the best thing you could probably do.
I already have, but it took me 20 years. I can talk bad about even the crooked preachers, because about 90% of the preachers are really honest and doing the best they can. They're just in a system where they teach tradition or denomination rules instead of Christ, but they're good people. 10% of them are flat out shyster crooks. Those are the ravenous wolves Jesus warned us about. I forgive them too. I love them too. Whew, that was hard. I was able to forgive terrorists before I could finally forgive the crooked preachers, but I do now.
That's a good point.
And now I can talk bad about them because I love them. And plus, also, all you crooked preachers out there, you are screwing your own future up when you will refuse to teach it the way Jesus said. You're going to have to answer for your preaching when you get to heaven, if you get to heaven, just like I got to answer for what I do when I get to heaven. Why don't you just try it the way he told you to do it?
Amen.
You going to get anything else in there than that?
No, that's good enough for me.
In giving, don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. I don't know what that means. I don't, it's all kind. If I was, if I wasn't just a grade school teacher, I might be able to explain that to you. I'm just teaching 4th grade right here, folks. And I don't know I'll teach you what he said, but I don't know what he meant a lot of the times like that. But I know what 97, I know what that one means. Keep the
Commandments?
We're learning to work together a little better, aren't we? Keep the commandments. Jesus said, keep the commandments. Now that's the 10 in the Old Testament, plus this close to 200, somewhere around 200 more that he gave us. Keep those commandments. It's not what Jesus did for us, it's what we can do for him. He didn't come down here to tell us, well, I'm doing this for him, dying on the cross for you. I'm getting my blood so you can be washed in it. You just kick back and have faith in me and believe in me and my grace. You just you just be wandering them streets of gold forever praising my name. That's all you got to do. Heck no. He told us to do a bunch of stuff. And when we do the stuff that he told us here to do on earth, that's how you get the well done, you good and faithful servant. You have to be a servant that will serve all of those good works that he required of us. You got to keep the commandments if you want to be with Jesus forever.
All right.
You want to hear the 10 Commandments right now real quick?
Yeah.
You shall have no other gods before the Lord. Do not bow down to an idol. You shall not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. And that's sunset Friday to sunset Saturday. Honor your father and your mother. Don't ever murder anyone. Do not commit adultery. Don't steal anything from anybody for any reason. Don't ever tell a lie to hurt someone. Don't covet, and that means desire, anyone else's possessions, position, or loved ones. That's the 10 Commandments from the Old Testament. And he repeated them, and he said, keep the commandments, but he meant also keep all of his commandments too. And that's...
And he is about 100 to 200 others.
Yeah.
That if you read the red letter words, you'll find them.
You'll find them. You don't need the scroll. Of course, you could buy the scroll if you wanted to. We're going to be hawking merchandise here, folks. You could buy the scroll.
It really is a great gift, and I have one hanging in. As soon as you come in my apartment, there, it's hanging on the wall. It's the first thing you see.
Did you get one of the big ones?
Got one of the big ones.
Ooh, buddy.
We ready for a song?
I think we ought to do that song.
This is called You Cannot Love Without Giving. I don't remember when I wrote this, but it was quite a while back. A baby came one winter. Times were very hard. A boy with lots of hair and a whole money for the surgery that made him good again. You cannot love without giving, though you can give without love. But if you value all who are living, you cannot love without giving. An old man in the winter didn't have a place to stay. He wandered in from nowhere on a cold and windy day. My parents gave him shelter, one way to teach a child. It's like we're helping Jesus, Mama told me with a smile. You cannot love without giving, though you can give without love. But if you value all who are living, you cannot love without giving. Because he loved the sinner who was lost, Jesus gave his life up on a cross. You cannot love without giving. You can give without love. If you value all who are living, you cannot love without giving. You cannot love without giving.
Oh,
you go.
thank you very much in the back row there. Thank you very much. Nice song, Steve.
I know.
Boy, he pulls a good one out every once in a while, doesn't he?
I thank you for putting those nice notes on it, and
Well,
I thank you for saying it's a nice song. You know, I really do like this one.
yeah.
We got a baby and we got an old man, and we're helping them out. 'Cause
You got a
we love
ba-
'em.
I mean, you got all the right ingredients, don't you? A baby and an old man, and we're helping them out.
That's right.
What's the message of our show? How about
yeah,
Go ahead.
because he loved the sinner who was lost, Jesus gave his life up on a cross. That's my bridge.
Yeah, that's the bridge. Yeah.
And that's part of the message, you know.
Yeah.
Jesus loves you, and he loved you so much, he gave too. You cannot love without giving.
Right. And since he gave so much for us, it's only natural that we should give him the things that he told us to give him.
Oh, that's what you were getting at.
Well, it wasn't. I mean, you led me right up to it. I mean, you led the horse up to water. I had to take a drink. Yeah.
You're a
We-
pretty smart feller.
Yeah, I know where you wanted to go with that. Don't do it. That'd be as bad as me. No. But the truth is, folks, we're supposed to do for Jesus. We are created as the workers of the kingdom. God didn't create us so he could do for us forever. That makes no sense whatsoever. They just, oh, well, I think I'll create these people and they can just wander the streets of gold praising my name. Get to the time too. I shouldn't keep saying that, but I get so ticked off when I hear Christians talking about, oh, you don't have to do anything for Jesus, but dig deep and get it in this bucket right here. No, that ain't right.
And when we get to heaven,
Yes.
we're not going to have to do anything, right?
We're going to have to do all the things that are required for it. But if you're good and faithful servants down here, that's what he said. Well done, you good and faithful servant. I will make you ruler over many things. We get to be in management
All
when we
right.
go in heaven.
All right.
Yeah, you got to work when you get to heaven, but we're not going to be grunt laborers if you will just do what Jesus said. While you are here, you get to be management when you get up over yonder.
Well, and here's the way I think about it too. When you get up to heaven, you've got, let's say, a job up in heaven. You've got to do something, but you're in a perfect place. Everything is perfect in heaven. Nothing's going to go wrong. You're not going to have employees stealing from you. You're not going to have problems with the electricity doesn't work and you can't open the store today because you got a job, but you're in a perfect place.
I don't know if that's exactly right. I hate to
Okay.
disagree with
All right.
my learned colleague over here,
All right.
but it's possible. That is possible. But Jesus sure had to do a lot of work when he came down here. He didn't have it all that easy. He could have zapped it. Remember when he zapped all that food for them people, 5,000 people or something? Just poof, here's a bunch of food. Y'all need some lunch here. No, he could have done that. He complained about not having a home of his own. He could have made a home for himself. He could have made himself a mansion. Just poof, there's a mansion for me to sleep in tonight. He didn't. And so it looks to me like there's going to be some kind of work that we're going to have to do there. Now, maybe it's to get them light switches to work.
And I have
Maybe
no
it's
problem with that. We're going to have work to do in heaven. But what I'm saying is, it's a perfect place, so it should move along perfectly as long as you're willing to do your job.
Well, yeah, but maybe your job is to keep the perfection up there, you know?
So,
I don't know. I
No.
really don't know.
when Jesus had to zap that food up for
Yeah.
everybody, think about this. If he wanted to, he could have just zapped up a red lobster right there and served everybody.
Right.
But he was Jesus, and he did it in a different way. And now there's controversy. People wonder, did he do this? Did he do that? How did he do it? I think it's wonderful that nobody knows exactly how he did it.
I know
But he
exactly
knows
how he did it.
That's
He
all.
miracled it.
He miracled it.
He said it, and it became so.
Just like the show is a miracle if it ever gets off the ground.
Upon that, Samantha, you better take us home before we get in trouble.
Yeah. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff when you see us on the interwebs. And God willing, Free Preacher, we'll be back.
Bye.